there's high asthma levels and high respiratory illness of other types in the South Providence neighborhood already. And then on top of that, if there were to be, God forbid, some sort of incident that caused an explosion, those tanks down there are extraordinarily dangerous. And this is one of those really abhorrent moments of a poor neighborhood being set up for a sacrifice zone.
Of course. Okay, now I was going to say, yeah, exactly. They're extremely dangerous. The type of the chemicals and solutions that are in there, some of them are even illegal to store in Massachusetts and Connecticut, yet we have them here in Rhode Island and South Providence. So yeah, I just wanted to add that yeah, they're extremely dangerous and nasty and dirty, and there's no good, no good things coming in and out of that port. A lot of people say, well, it's a port city, and port cities, have ships and things like that coming in and out. What do you want us to do? And it's like, yeah, there's not any good quality stuff that's coming in and out of our port. It's junk,
One of the things that might not have occurred to people living further south of Providence in the Cranston and even Warwick neighborhoods is this has got a potential to affect even them. Do you have any thoughts or things you'd like to get across to potential listeners of this right now?
Mm-hmm. Well, of course, that's the thing. That's the thing with this. That yeah, it'll affect us, people of color, right, that live in immediate surroundings. Mm-hmm. It'll affect us immediately, right, and a greater impact. But that doesn't mean that it's not going to affect those other people too. It will, because the air travels. The water, the bay is right there. We all benefit from that. And so yeah, they're definitely in great peril. One of the tanks that is owned by Univar chemical facility has a 14-mile evacuation radius. Now that's going to the other side of the river, to Riverside. That's Cranston, Warwick, Riverside. Even for River, it's right there. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it definitely is going to impact everybody. If something was to happen, God forbid, it will affect everybody. And I think the biggest thing that I hear a lot of these so-called environmentalist people say, especially when they're mostly white-led, is oh yeah, it affects us all. It's yeah, duh, it's going to affect us all because we all have to breathe this air and drink the water. But it'll affect us, people of color, more quickly. And the response and the cleanup time will be slower in our neighborhoods.
What has it been like going through this kind of roller coaster over the last several years, trying to fight against this, and your reaction from dealing with various environmental groups?
Well, that's exactly what it is. Thank you for saying that. It has been a roller coaster. Sometimes it's just we're going down, and it feels like it's very nothing's happening, and if something like this happens, either an explosion or an alarm goes up in the port, or something like this where, more information is revealed to the public, and it's just fast, and then I get text messages and calls from people, and, people want to do interviews, and people want to, mobilize and things like that. And I have to, say, whoa, guys, hold on. You guys, some of you guys do this for a living, You can mobilize quickly because you have some privilege to do so. A lot of some of these groups, some groups that are, most of the environmental groups in Rhode Island, I mean, all over are led by white folks. So I have to be hold on, hold on. So people are oh, let's meet tonight, right now, is this? And it's just I have to reel them in and say, hold on, people, this is, it is important, yes, this is affecting us, yes, and nobody's going to feel the pain worse than us when things like that go down, or something happens, or if something was to happen at the port. But you guys need to understand and realize that not everything is going to be just that, fast. And also that not a lot of us have the privilege to be okay, I can go right now at 6 o'clock and organize and do this and, come up with these great ideas. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, yeah. But it has been up and down, and I had to like put my foot in and be like, no, like you can't do this. I've had to like go against some really great people that I think that ideally they have like some good ideas, but they don't think about the whole picture, because of course they don't live in the neighborhood, and if they haven't been, they haven't had to live my life and my experiences, and those are like, fellow people of color, then they're not going to think about that. So it's been my job to kind of like think, think for them in terms of like, saying like, hey, this is what it is, and then reel them in a little bit. But it's been really hard. It's been really hard.
Okay. The composition of the tanks and what is actually in that entire area, if you don't know it off the top of your head, I completely understand, because I wouldn't. But I was just wondering if you had, if you knew.
Different tanks have different things, and you can look at the number. They have like a number on it, and it'll tell you what chemical. So there's things like chlorine, and we use a lot of chlorine, like people use chlorine all the time, right? Like stuff like that. But when you store a lot of it, it's like tank full of chlorine. Chloroform, petroleum for like jet fuel for the airplanes, like the anti-gasoline. So things like that. Chemicals, and like petroleum.
Gotcha.
And LNG, liquefied natural gas. Those are like the main things.
It's amazing to have been able to watch you leading this struggle, and along with other folks. And I'm wondering if you just have any other points you want to bring up.
Well, thank you for that. I mean, it has been tough, and I wish I can do more of this, and I wish that, I didn't have to have like a real 9 to 5, and I could just do this all the time. But it has been really tough, and I'm just hoping that, that people realize that we are going to keep fighting, and that we have some things up our sleeves. I know that the facility is already supposedly going to start construction. They got all the permits that they need. But we're going to really keep fighting, and we're going to try to see different ways of us, like, still going forward. We have some ideas. I don't want to throw all the ideas out, but there's some things that we can do legally that I think are really like worth our while, and we're pursuing. So I just ask the people to keep liking us on Facebook and keep following us, keep donating to us, because, like I said, we have some things legally that we wanted to do, and that we want to do, and that are going to come up in the next week or so. So yeah,